I've been waiting for this supplement for ages, and I'm still waiting for my hardback, but they had the grace to send me the PDF, which I'm going to share with you today. Father, son, Tom and Bodhi came on and spoke to me about this upcoming project, and it's basically trying to go somewhere to fix the missing vehicle systems that are missing from the PHP. Yes, we have airships, but there's not much to say about it. Other people have done supplements, but this is by far the best. So the art is of a certain style, lovely. So Bodhi, Anthony and Tom were the writers, and then the rest of them here. So there's an app where you'll be able to design and export your own custom, fully statted, blocked vehicles. A quick look at the contents shows us air zone rules, combat rules, air crew rules, Zephyr rules, build your own Zephyr, downtime, player features, spells and items, NPC crews, creatures and mounts, plug and play Zephyrs, rules, conversions and art. Start off with a picture of the air zones themselves. Terran zone, obviously just skirting the mountains, and then up above Sky congestion, because this is where a lot of flight takes place, the Sky superhighway. Above that we have the Zephyr Meridian zone. Above that the trade wind, where the big sort of sea ships, if you like, coast along, and then the wind shear where the storms take place. So the Terran zone, dangerously low to the ground. Terran zone effects, there's a roll table for in case you bump into something, I guess. Sky congestion zone, which is for docking. You need breathing equipment because of the thin air and the congestion fumes. Meridian zone, the highway of the skies. Pirate junkers, families on summer holidays. Trade wind zone, the rapid winds speeds up travel, but it's more dangerous. Then the wind shear zone is properly at the top of our atmosphere sort of thing. Altitude sickness, cold damage, and an option to create different zones if you wish. Wind direction, because the wind obviously blows one way. Favourable, behind you, you gain a speed point, and unfavourably it's against you. And then storm effects, as you take your life in your own hands. So straight away we've got something that gives you an understanding of the world we're working in here, the world of the skies. And as we dig deeper, you'll see that there's a rules for movement, all the things that Spelljammer didn't have, all the things that the soon-to-be old PHP didn't really have. And then the best thing is to come, build your own ships, and all the prices and what the parts do for your ships. Awesome. Combat rules. The order of combat, we determine surprise as normal, establish where the Zephyrs are, tell the people on the ships, the crews, what to do, roll initiative, take your turns, firing weapons, whatever, and then everybody repositions at the same time. And then you rinse and repeat. Zephyrs have total hit points, and parts of the ship have their designated thresholds of they can't take any more damage than XYZ. Talks about firing your weapons across different air zones, how area of effect spells are dealt with in combat, little table. So 3D movement in combat rules. Each Zephyr has a speed, and that speed is broken into 20-foot chunks, so one speed point is 20 feet of movement. So you've got base speed points, because if you're a smaller ship, you're much more nippy and manoeuvrable, whereas if you're a large vessel, you're going to take a lot longer, a lot more space and time to manoeuvre. So acceleration comes into it. It's like a hot air balloon. You pull on the gas and you drift, but then take it off and you'll slowly carry on going. Natural deceleration. So adjusting altitude maneuver, 45-degree turn. You instantly know what that is in your head. Are the winds favourable? You know, do you get a bonus because the wind's going that direction, so you can do a quicker maneuver than you might have done? So you set acceleration, maintain acceleration, adjust acceleration, maximum acceleration, natural deceleration, and then your maneuvers, ramming each other, but you will both take damage, so that's dangerous. Bits will fall off both of you. That's cool. Now look at this. This, to me, makes it much more understandable because it's visual. Unfavourable wind going in that direction against this red ship. Favourable wind behind the red ship. And ascending and descending. I love it. Absolutely love it. So all the combat stations, if you like, have guns that fire a certain way. Like, you know, cannons in ships can't literally fight forwards from the side windows. So there's grappling rules, because it's like pirate ships, isn't it? They pull up alongside and then board. Landing rules, boarding rules, repair rules. It just sounds great. I picture it in my head, you know, travelling across Faerun or wherever. Talks about basic aircrew and commands. Little stat block here. They obviously have their own little weapons for if pirates or whatever do come on board. You command your airmen, normal aircrew, worked on a Zephyr at least 2 occasions, more experience than your natural person, leveling up your crew, trained aircrew, you know, much more use of this kind of thing. Special aircrew have spent their entire lives on Zephyrs. Losing aircrew when they die, critical death optional rule. This is great. Aircrew spirit being their morale and whether they actually do a mutiny on you. Zephyr rules. So the different sizes, like up to huge, and how many speed points you get. Ceruleanite power gem has to be powered by some sort of magical crystal. So it gives you the rundown on the sizes. Overcrowding on a Zephyr. The Zephyr stations, obviously you're refueling in the air and getting them fixed on these floating islands or something. Charging a gem, you use spell slots to charge up your gem. Building your own Zephyr, I mean, come on, who doesn't want to do that? Selecting your parts, look at these tables. Goes through hit points, speed points, calculating travel pace, cargo capacity, encumbered rules. You can augment parts of your ship, mess with the armor class, and then we get to the parts. The traditional hulls. Blue Dragon Maw hull does blue dragon breath once a day. How damn exciting. Aerodynamic hull gives you more speed points. Gold Dragon Maw hull, this part has resistance to fire damage. And it has a cost. It just tells you how much it costs. Lemure Crude Hull. It just makes you so full of ideas. I love it. The Great Terrast's Shell. Reflective Carapace. Zephyr is unaffected if you roll well. Tree Root Hull. So presumably you get a cheap one to start with, and the excitement of going to a floating station and coming away with a better ship after robbing another one and blowing it apart. That just sounds great. The engines. Mind Sink engine. Phase shift. Jesus. Smoke screen engine, spell amplifier, and then the standard helms. Mindlink helm, you can control it with your mind. Steady shot, shielded. Propulsion, the sails, a fan, a crystal propulsion. Just look at it. The work that's gone into it is glorious. And as I say, if you want to run a Mad Max adventure on the land, then you just can still use a lot of these balloons to get you up there. More and more balloons. Copper dragon, flying carpet. All with these little lovely art, so it shows you which part we're talking about. Purple worm stomach balloon. And then the combat sections of your weaponry. Trebuchet, cannon, cataclysm, catapult, boomerang blades, disintegration ray. As an action, if it overcharges, you can do disintegrate without using spell components. The range is doubled for the casting. Eldritch cannon, a flame hurler, magic missile cannon. Does it auto hit? +1 to hit. Okay, it doesn't auto hit. Rock summoning catapult. That is cool. The big gun. That sounds like a total Warhammer Goblin thing. Use your charisma when calculating attacks and damage with this weapon. While the station is manned, the manning creature can cast prismatic spray without a spell slot. The spell is cast in a 500-foot line, passes through objects and creatures. Sheesh! If you roll 25 or lower, the spell does not cast, and a flag that says bang comes out of the barrel. Hilarious. The stations, the armories, the bar, games room. So these are all things you can put inside of your Zephyr. Kitchen, observation, sleeping quarters, reflecting room, cargo hold expansion. And that leads us nicely onto downtime. Travel pace, the games inside during downtime, the rules, dwarven roulette, drinking games, tasks for when you need to practice flight maneuverability, some sea shanties, what should we do with the drunken sailor, but the drunken airman, and some actual recipes. Sky buffalo wings. They've just thought of so much and it's so appreciated. Player features then. So, anyone can be the pilot. The mechanic must be a martial class or a magic plus science inventor. Artilleryman. It's great that everyone knows what role they play. That's what Spelljammer attempted and failed at. Navigator, boarding crew. Ammunition inventor. You can modify ammunition. Fantastic. Combustion, flaming, shocking, freezing, barbed, death touch, tranquilizer and ricochet. Arcane fuelman, storm caller, sky medic, necrotic ward, cuisiner, things to eat, entertainer. Yes, you're bad. Putting on his performances. Creating your own special aircrew commands. They even hand it over to us to come up with our own. Spells and items. Some cantrips, 2nd level. Ammunition summoning. Patchwork. Curse of the Frowning Gale. So 3rd level, let's see how far. And they go all the way up. They've put in the work, giving us, Kyber's power word teleport. The spell transports you and up to 20 willing creatures of your choice, or 3 objects that you can see within range. Must all fit inside a 30-foot cube, so you can't just teleport your whole ship unless it's very, very small. Some new items to discover, entertain your players with. Grappling hook, obviously, mechanical kit, ring of air control, parachute, yeah, battering ram, the Iron Maiden, okay, some sort of torture device perhaps. Zephyr in a bottle, vigilante crew. So it gives you the NPCs here for your ship or for your campaign. So you actually have people to go against, because what you want is another crew to chase down and attack. And these can't have been easy to come up with. Nikolai and Antonio Bellucci. So just the value in this. They've rolled the numbers, you know, they've done the legwork to present us with not only imagination, but actual hard and fast rules and numbers to not waste time on who these people are. And there's just so many. Pete the Pixie Pirate. He's riding a parrot, of course he is. Triple B. Zodiac the Pirate King. Just awesome. I absolutely love it, as you can tell. Mafia crew. I mean, all these existing out there in the sky. A hill giant called Funk. City Boy. Constantine. The Godfather. Because everyone wants to rule the skies, don't they? The person who rules the skies is going to really benefit from everything that goes through the sky. Robbing it, ruling it, commanding it. Just goes on and on. And then you've got mounts up in the sky. Barnacle swarms drift on the wind. They begin to hinder movement. Big stat block for them. Cloud bees. Warrior cloud bee. Queen cloud bee. And it's not even just a little throwaway stat block either. It's huge. How do you pronounce that? Hexeliobats. There's a little accent over the I. Hexilio, I don't know. Sky stingrays. Yes, thank you. Big text block and stat block. Dive bomb, yeah. But you can get on these are mounts. You can even get on a narwhal. Sky jellyfish. How awesome. This looks absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it, but gargantuan beast looking at place. Night deceivers. Extra dimensional stomach. It never fills its stomach. And look at this. It's got like almost a city inside the damn thing. It will just eat your ship. Sky Buffalo. An absolute world of imagination. Plug and play Zephyrs. I mean, even if you get it just for this, you know, to have this in your world. Golden Bullet. Nice and simple. Tells you exactly how much it costs to build, and you can swap some of these pieces out. You can go and look at the different sections and say, rather than this, I want that. Smoke screen engine. It's just incredibly well done, and I just want to see it in action. The broomstick. Magic missile cannon. Small Zephyrs. Medium Zephyrs. Look at the art of the large Zephyr. You know exactly what the battle's going to look like on board. Obviously these things get larger and larger to read. Huge. The Wandering Tavern. The huge Zephyr poses as a floating recreation centre with bars and game rooms galore. It's just like a floating Mos Eisley from Star Wars. And yeah, there's just many of them. Gargantuan, other huge things to board and blast people out of the sky with. Tri-ship. Objects or prisoners are taken on board. Ooh. Rules conversions. In this chapter you will find mechanics and methods of how to convert our combat, etc. We have added other flavoured mechanics to enhance immersion during play in non-sky based settings. Perfect. It even allows you to create a single setting that encompasses all the expanses from space, through sky, down to land, and finally to the seas. Jesus. Wind direction changes for space. Look at the work. This over-delivers. Nautical conversion. Subnautical conversion. Naval storm table. Guys, you just done it awesome. Explaining the old Mad Max land environment. Now we can smash hell out of each other. And then not forgetting the lovely art at the end. Isn't that just glorious? And I hope to dig deeper with the two creators at some point on this channel. Thank you so much to them for sending me a copy of this. And my hardback will be here in a number of weeks, but thanks also much. Links in the description. Check these guys out and see you next time.